Well, it's certainly something we've talked about a lot here on Fox 17 News the last few months. A new pilot program from the state police now testing drugged drivers. And in this week's Know the Law segment, Tom Sinas joining us here to talk about the program and some of the controversial issues surrounding this. Sounds like a great idea on the surface, but it's not as cut and dry as it sounds, I guess.
Well, I think what is a great idea about it is that we all know that we have a huge epidemic in this country of people using more and more substances, particularly opiates. And we know that if they're using those in their daily life, they're going to be using them when they drive.
Yep.
And so how are we going to protect other people from that potential threat? So what we have here isn't a change so much in the substantive law, but it's a change in the recognition that maybe we need a different way to administer the law. Okay. And I know you guys have covered this subject before, so the basic points are clear for what we're doing right now. We're in a one-year period where this program, which is a program to test people's saliva for the presence of narcotics and controlled substances. We're in the middle of a one-year program that's happening in Kent County and 4 other counties around the state. Right. And why are we doing this as a pilot program? Well, up until now, there has not been a uniform piece of technology or testing to measure the presence quickly of drugs in one system. Usually this has been done by a blood test, which of course is not easy to do on the side of the road. So the state police, and only a particular group of them, drug recognition experts, are going to be using this saliva swabbing tool to test for the presence of drugs in one system. Now some people have said, well, wait a minute. Are they just going to be running around and pulling people over and swabbing their cheeks just for the heck of it? And the answer is no. In order for a police officer to pull anyone over, there has to be at least what is called reasonable suspicion. Okay, so this does not give the state police carte blanche just to test this technology however they want. They have to have reasonable suspicion that the person may be impaired. And they have to then have reasonable suspicion that the impairment may be from a narcotic. This does not test for all narcotics, of course, but it tests for really 5 or 6 of the main ones. Amphetamines, benzodiazepines, marijuana, cocaine, methamphetamine, and opiates. And that's the big one, and opiates, right? So this is just really a way for us to try to get more information roadside about a problem that we know exists. We have in Michigan what's called an implied consent law, which says that basically we all agree to have these kind of tests done. And this is going to fall under that rule. Some people have thought that's controversial, but it's the same concept that applies to having your breath measured when you're pulled over for drunk driving. Right? You've implicitly given consent to have that tested. And if you don't do it in this context, you could have the similar consequences for refusing to give a blood alcohol test in a drunk driving context.
Essentially assume if you've got something to hide, you're guilty, essentially.
That's right.
Not to take
That's
the test.
exactly right. And this test is just another way to figure out, does someone have something to hide? And if they do, how are we going to be able to test for it? Is it going to be this technology? Maybe, maybe not. At the end of the pilot program, I think the state police will assess and to see how effective this was.
Bottom line, fatalities have gone up from year to year, a lot of them related to drugs, so it's kind of a good idea to start jumping into this program.
I think we're going to need this problem's not going to go away. We're going to need a way to keep people safe from it.
All right, Tom, great stuff. As always, people need advice from you guys. Where do they find you?
You can find us on the phone in West Michigan, 616-301-3333, on the web at www.sinasdramis.com, or shoot us an email at info@sinasdramis.com.
Great stuff. Thanks, Tom.
Thanks for having me.